Hello, and welcome back to the original Larry D's Food for Thought. Today we'll be reading, of course, out of the Old King James Bible as usual. And today we're going to be speaking on a topic called spiritual wickedness in high places. Spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay, I'm going to share the screen with you so you can get a chance to jot down these scriptures right quick. And if you don't get a chance to get them down, you can write them down as we go along, like I usually say. And today, this subject is spiritual wickedness in high places. Where is it coming from? A lot of times we think that we do stuff on our own. But if you think back in the Garden of Eden, Satan creeped up on Eve. He tricked this woman, and she went for it. The things he told her, the Lord had told him not to listen to him, but he was so smooth, suave, and debonair, and looking good with all of that gold and carbuncle. I mean, all of those pearls. I mean, just looking good, and she listened to it. So a lot of time, a lot of us do the same thing. We'll listen. We don't see it, but we hear it. And where is it coming from? That's the thing. So I'm gonna stop sharing this right quick, and we're gonna go ahead and start this in Ephesians, the 6th chapter, and see if we can get some understanding of where all of this evil stuff is coming from. Get this thing set up here right. Okay, we're going to start this in Ephesians, the 6th chapter, and we're going to start reading at verse 10. Fine, and it reads, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." The wiles of who? The wiles of the devil. Okay? Verse 12, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." Spiritual wickedness in high places. Where is it coming from? Verse 13, "Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girded about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness." But yes, all of this spiritual wickedness stuff that's going on in the world today, we're going to take a look and see exactly where it's coming from. We're going to turn right over here to Revelations. I take that back. We're not going to Revelations yet. We're going to go to 2 Corinthians, as a matter of fact. Yeah. 2 Corinthians, the 10th chapter. And let's take a quick look at something here that the Lord had written. Okay. 2 Corinthians, the 10th chapter. And we're going to read verse 4. And it reads, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds." For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. So this warfare that we're fighting today is not these carnal weapons, like a gun, a rifle, or knives, and all these things that we use to hurt each other with. Nah, this is a spiritual warfare that we're fighting. Okay? Now, turn right over to 2 Corinthians, 11th chapter, and we're going to read verse 3. "But I fear, lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Christ." Christ. So, who did the serpent beguile? Eve. He beguiled her in the garden, and you think he don't come and try and beguile you? He'll do it every time. This is a continual thing. This is a continual warfare that we are fighting. Now, as the serpent beguiled, who was the serpent? Was it a snake? No snake. We're finna go over here. Now we're fixing to go to Revelations. We're going to find out some of the names that this serpent has. Because so many people think that that serpent was a snake in the garden that had to be beguiled Eve. And some even say that it was a piece of fruit, an apple or something that she ate in the garden, man. Apples don't make you smart. Apples don't talk. Serpents don't talk. She was talking to, let's see. All right, we're going to start this part in Revelation, the 12th chapter, and we're going to start reading at verse 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found anymore in heaven. So these cats was kicked out. Where did they go? And the great dragon, here we go, the dragon, was cast out, that old serpent, also called the dragon, called the devil and Satan. Okay, you got his names here, which deceiveth the whole world. He deceived who? Not only Eve, he deceived the whole world, man. Tell you, man, this guy is something. Okay, verse 10. Let's see, earth and his angels were kicked out with him. There you go. Let's read this again. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth. He down here with us, believe it or not. And his angels were cast out with him. Verse 10, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accuses them before our God day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. Who overcame Satan? Those angels overcame Satan. Okay? How? By the blood of the Lamb. Who is the blood of the Lamb? That's Jesus. And by the word of their testimony. Whose testimony? The word of the angels' testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death. Those angels that were kicked out loved not their lives until the death. They waiting on that second death. Them cats are going into the lake of fire. That is the second death. And how do I know that those were the angels that overcame? Because if you go back in the first book of the Bible in Genesis, and you look at that and you say, okay, Satan was kicked out, and the Lord created man on the sixth day. Satan was already here. So he was kicked out. That was not even a man created when Satan was kicked out of heaven. Okay? So who was that talking over here? That was the angels that overcame. Okay? So let's read on. Verse 7, 12. Verse 12, and it reads, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth, and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time. This cat is down here on this earth, and he know he got a short time. And he is trying his best to take everybody down, whomever he can. Verse 13, and when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, down here on this earth, locked in chains of darkness, we can't see him, but they hear him and all his evil dominion. He persecuted the woman, which brought forth the man the man-child. So that's a two-part there. He persecuted Israel, and he persecuted Jesus. He tried to kill him during Herod's time when Jesus was here. He tried his best to take him out, but he was not successful. So let's run over here to Isaiah right quick and take a quick look. See what the Lord had Brother Isaiah to write about this cat. Let's see, Isaiah 14th chapter. See, can we find that right quick here and see what else was written about this cat. Let me tell you something, man. This cat here and this warfare that we're fighting, man, I tell you, it's not carnal. This thing is spiritual, and spiritual can get. All right, Isaiah 14th chapter, verse 12, and it reads, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?" So Lucifer, that used to be his name. Satan's name was Lucifer when he was in heaven. It means light bringer. He used to bring the truth. But when iniquity was found in him and the Lord kicked him out, now he's Satan the devil. So, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. Wait a minute. What this guy doing? He want to be like God, don't he? I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Oh, me. So this cat, man, he trying his best to be like the Lord. Okay, verse 15. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. This cat is going to be brought down, and he is going into that lake of fire, but there'll be somebody else going in the lake of fire too. Those that don't keep God's laws and his statutes, tell you something. That lake of fire will be created for Satan. The lake of fire is not created yet. Lord gonna create that when he comes. It's gonna be where? Right here on this earth, not in the center of the earth, right here in Jerusalem, outside of the kingdom. And a couple of other guys going in there first, then Satan, and then man too. But it was created for him, but man done messed up. They don't want to do what the Lord say. They going in there too. All that simple. Now let's go over here to take a look over here at Luke. As you mark Luke, the 4th chapter. See what the Lord had Brother Luke to write here. Luke 4 and verse 8. Luke 4. Let me find this right quick. And verse 8. Okay, and it reads, you know what? I think we better read up a little bit further here, because Jesus answered and said, taking him up a high mountain. Yeah, okay. This is when Jesus had been baptized and anointed. He was taken out and he went out to the wilderness to be tempted by Satan. And let's see what happened here. Okay, Luke 4 and verse 5. And the devil, taking him up into an high mountain, showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee. Wait a minute. You mean Satan got some power? Best better believe it. And the glory of them. Let me read that again. Verse 6. And the devil said unto him, he was talking to Jesus. And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will, I give it. Oh my. So you mean to tell me that Satan the devil, is he on this earth? He got all this power, and he got all of this stuff that he can give you. Yes, he can give you stuff too. The Lord Almighty can give you stuff if you keep his laws and statutes, follow him. But I'm going to tell you something. If you want to serve Satan, he can give you stuff too. You can. And verse 7, if thou therefore wilt worship me, all shall be thine. So You worship Satan, he give you some stuff now. So you have to ask yourself, where did this stuff come from? Have you been keeping God's laws and statutes, doing everything that he say? And now you got all this substance. Where did it come from? You have to ask yourself that question. Verse 8, and Jesus answered and said unto him, get thee hence, get thee behind me, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. So Satan come at you, come up to you, and whisper stuff in your ear, and you go for it. You know, you bow down and you serve him, he'll give you some stuff. Man, this is a continual thing. I mean, every day, man, this cat will come at you, man. You know, I mean, sometimes, man, I go to the grocery store, you know, and I'm a married man. I go to the grocery store sometime, man. Say, to take that and put that beautiful lady in front of you. And they say, hey, man, go on over there and say something to her. First thing come out of my mouth is, get behind me, Satan. You don't serve or savor the things that the Lord say. You have to tell him, get ye hence. I am a married man. Lord had it written, thou shalt not commit adultery. You start in on something like that, you're going to continue until it comes into your heart. And Lord strengthened that thing. He said, I shall not commit adultery. Let me tell you something. You keep your eyes focused on that thing, you start lusting after her and you go too far with it, hey, you got yourself a problem. But we have to stay on our P's and Q's all the time. But this cat is coming at you. And this warfare is so spiritual, man. We got to try our best to endure this thing until the end. Lord had it written over in Matthew, the 24th chapter, verse 13. He who endureth until the end, the same shall be saved. Okay? So we got to continue this thing all the time. We got to put on the whole armor of God. He send those fiery darts at you. He send them to you all the time. And if you go for it, you listen to it. You know, you see people all the time. They want to sit up there and start fussing and fighting and arguing and carrying on. And so you creep in one of their mind and say, hey, you know, you got that gun over in your car. Go take it over there and wave it in his face. You going to go for it? No. Get these hints, Satan. You got to tell him that all the time, man. He'll leave. He'll leave for a season, but he'll always come back. This is our proving ground, y'all. We got to continue this thing until the end. And can we cut the mustard? Because when that time comes, man, I tell you what, if you haven't kept the Lord's laws, statutes, and everything, we have ourselves a problem. Got this cat now, man, he's trying to mock people. You know, talking about stuff that we talk about, you know, talking about the goodness of the Lord and all the things that we should do, but he want to mock, but that's okay. I know where it's coming from. You know, you're going to allow Satan to do that to you. Hey, so be it. But one thing about it, when the Lord have those angels crack that sky and roll that water back, I know a lot of you probably don't understand what I'm saying when you roll that water back, but yeah, that's what you look at every day when you look up in that sky, see that pretty blue sky. But when the Lord had them those angels to roll that water back, he's sitting there looking at you, you're going to have me thinking, hey, oh boy, be shaking in your pajamas, running like the Lord say. You're gonna be running and hiding in the mountains and the rocks, and say, oh, fall on us and hide us from the wrath of the Lamb. But the Lord is fixing to take this earth down. People say all the time, you know, oh, I'll be so glad when the Lord comes. No, what is in it for you? It's gonna be a dark and gloomy day. It's gonna be a terrible time, people. And we want to be able to stand. We want to say, hey, Lord, I kept your laws. I did what you said. You know, these are things that we got to keep in mind, because Satan, man, I'm going to tell you, he's a spiritual cat, and he will come up on you in a minute and try his best to get you to do something contrary to the word of God. And he got you if you go for it. But food for thought. Think on these things and these scriptures throughout the course of the day. And until next time, peace.